Unit 6, Recording 7.
So, Robin, the two bank robbers are still holed up inside Westermere Bank and they're still refusing to come out. Back to you in the studio.
Thank you, Clive. As the situation at the Westermere Bank enters its second day, we ask, what is the best way to negotiate in a crisis? To answer that question, here in the studio we have professional crisis negotiator Claudia Whitman. Claudia, tell me, what does your job involve?
Well, as you say, I'm a professional crisis negotiator, which basically means that I negotiate with people who are in a crisis situation.
Like the armed robbers who were refusing to come out of the bank?
Exactly.
And what do you say to people in that situation? At the end of the day, it must be extremely difficult to get them to do what you want.
It is difficult, but you have to approach it from the right angle. The key is to build trust with the person you're talking to. That way they're more likely to cooperate.
And how do you do that? How do you talk to them?
Well, first off, I wouldn't use the word talk. We all know the phrase, talk is cheap. It's better to use the word speak. It's more direct. I'd say, can I speak to you? That helps to build trust.
OK. So, how else do you build trust? What would you say to the men in Westermere Bank?
Basically, what's most important is that you actively listen.
Actively listen?
That's right. When someone talks, don't interrupt them. Never say yes, but, because that shows you want to argue rather than listen. That creates conflict and tension. Instead, if someone says, I'm not coming out, you repeat that back to them as a question. So you're saying you don't want to come out.
And that shows you're listening.
Exactly. And if they tell you about their problems or share something else that's personal, make sure you recognise what they're doing. Don't say, everyone has problems. Say, wow, you've had some really difficult problems.
OK, I've got that. Now, imagine they're really angry or emotional. What do you do then?
Then you stay calm, recognise how they're feeling and accept it. One of the worst things you can say is calm down. That's so annoying. Instead, you should say, I can see you're angry and I understand why.
Do you ever talk about your own problems?
Yes, I do. It's one way to build trust. Sometimes I say, I'll let you into a secret. I've also done some really stupid things in my life. It's important that you are honest and don't tell lies.
So you've really got to be open with them?
Absolutely. At the same time, you've got to be a bit smart. For example, crisis negotiators know that the word willing is very useful.
Really? Why is that?
When you say, would you be willing to do something for me? You're much more likely to get a positive response than if you say, would you do something for me? Willing is one of the most powerful words we have in a negotiation situation.
Fascinating stuff. OK, that's all we got time for. Thank you, Claudia Whitman.